cost
I
double
was
to
trying to get
fix it.
everything.
I've had that happen several times, somebody got our the Hypertech used to be real bad for them messing up computers and stuff. Yeah. These computers, man, they're so sensitive now, any type of backfeed or spark or anything like that will cause them things to mess up.
Too smart for themselves.
And then, and a computer problem is one of the worst things in the world to try to find, because it can't tell you that it's bad. Now, if you've got a sensor that's not functioning, or, crankshaft signal's acting up, or whatever, it'll kind of give you that indication, but a computer don't know. Yeah. You at least narrow down where it's at most of the time.
Oh, yeah.
I had a large computer out back one time, and I chased my table around to find it. It's one Tyson store had, and he wanted me to put a harness on it. And I said, well, if you want to, we can. Because they kept telling me, everybody's talking to us, it's a harness. And on that truck, it uses a 5-volt signal through every sensor to make a loop. I stripped the harness down. I said, I'm gonna find it if it's in its harness. It's in the dang computer.
That's crazy.
But any only way we figured it out, he called the company that builds computers and give them the code, and that code that computer was throwing was.
Okay, it's 4:15, we'll call the Salary and Benefits Committee meeting to order. Roll call. Donna Savage here, Cindy Robbins.
Here.
Geraldine Walker.
Here.
Jeff Long.
Here.
Randall Boswell is absent. We also have Philip Talley and Shane Walker with us. We have a call. Quorum. Approve the minutes of the last meeting dated December 10th. Has everybody had a chance to look over the minutes? I need a motion. Cindy made a motion, Jeff second. All four say aye. Motion passes. Okay, interviews for District 1 Commissioner application. All righty. Mr. Matthews, you're
Yes.
up.
Yeah.
Okay. Why do you want to be a commissioner?
Why, probably for the betterment of the community and betterment for my grandkids, kind of just for the people. I've kind of always kind of wanted to do this. My great-grandpa was state senator. Highway 42 is named after him. Kind of always been, and I've come to the point in my life, I'm fixing a car here probably in the next year. And it'll give me time where I can be more involved. And I'm pretty much an involved person. Whatever I'm into, I'm into it. I've had 2 jobs my whole life. Worked for myself 20 years, and then worked up here to, I worked for Rogers Group, we worked for Jimmy Coleman. Started in 2000, been up there 24 years. And just I'm kind of the lead man up there in the maintenance. I take care of all that, handle what goes on, and they call it Eastern Middle Tennessee now. It's a broad area. It goes to Sparta, Melville, Liberty, Monterey, and Gainsborough. They break everything up in different deals, they'll have East Tennessee and like that. That's kind of what I do, and I'm still involved in a business in the city right now, since 1989. Me and my dad and brother.
Have you ever run for public office before?
No. Never did have time to. Never did feel like I could, have time to do that, when you work for yourself.
Yeah, work for yourself,
And then you have people relying on you, I just never did feel like I had time to do that. John was always interested in it. I don't know, maybe it's in my blood. Well, my great grandpa, like I said, was senator. I don't know, maybe I'm crazy. I don't know.
Who's your grandpa?
Matthew, really? Yeah, that's Highway 42, named after him. That's my great grandpa. Yeah. Just kind of maybe for the, public service, I guess, kind of help the county. I feel like I've been involved in business all my life, make decisions with my money and other people's money too, and I feel like I can talk to anybody. We can talk, discuss things,
What do you think some of the greatest needs of the county are?
Well, I think kind of that things, maybe they need to manage their money a little different, and I think maybe we need something in here for the people where we get more taxpayer money. I mean, there ain't nothing for them to spend their money on. I mean, what I do, past Rickman, you go down there, look at Allwood, what happened to them, when they got sales tax money. I believe that hurts us worse than anything in the county, That, we need more money to do things with, just to, figure out maybe how to get it, That'd be better for all of us and our kids and our grandkids.
Jeff, you going? Steve, you going? Are you prepared to make hard decisions that are not popular?
I've made a lot of them in my life, I'm telling you. I got a lot of people under, I got a lot of people kind of under me, I see a bunch of stuff. Sometimes you gotta do what's right. You gotta do what you gotta do, I'm sorry, but right's right and wrong's wrong. Well, look at you gotta make that decision.
Right.
It doesn't take a lot of heat.
I understand that. I understand that.
Have you been to any of the meetings where the public are there and the?
Been to a few of them. Been to a few of them. And a lot-
Philip, you got anything? Go ahead, I'm sorry.
And I think a lot of it is, public don't understand. It's a big business. We gotta manage this and do things, and sometimes you have to make decisions. You ain't got no choice,
We can't do the right one.
I mean, you gotta figure out which one's right. I understand that. You gotta do that. You gotta do that to keep the county going. Because the way I understand it, if you don't, the state will come in here and take over.
Right, will.
And then we're gonna do whatever they tell us to. We've got no
We don't have no
choice.
say so.
It's over with.
How about one thing to say, I heard there's gonna build a little, center down there, back across from that church down there, that Spanish church, across the road. Hill right there, they got 20 acres in it. They're gonna put a convenience market in there, I hear now.
Well,
They're gonna put what in there?
Convenience mart, some kind of market.
Oh,
And then you're gonna build some apartment back there on the hill, behind that on the left there.
I seen that somebody that was under contract, I wondered if he bought
Yeah, they
it.
about 20 acres in there, but what the problem will be right there, when they come up over the hill from Livingston, Line, there's gonna be a lot of wrecks right there.
blind spot.
Yeah, it's a blind spot, that's gonna be the worst thing about that. You know?
Have you got any questions for Mr. Matthews? Shane, you got any questions? So, is there anything else you would like to say to us?
I just appreciate the opportunity, appreciate the opportunity. I know you had somebody resign, I appreciate the opportunity to throw my hat in, you know. And if you, anything else you need to ask me, feel free. If you think of anything later, feel free to ask me. I feel like I said, I'm a good talking person, I talk to anybody, you know. And I feel like if things go on, we can agree to disagree. I mean, you know, it's gonna happen, all of us ain't gonna think on the same thing all the time. You know, we're all human, you know, just got different opinions, the way I look at it, you know. I know part of you, me and her went to school together, and I know myself, I know his daddy better than I know him, you know, but, more than that, but, yeah. Think anything that, just feel free to ask me anytime.
Do you do well with conflict? Because we've had a lot of that from last.
Oh, yeah, I deal with the public for 20
We've
years.
had several of it here
Yeah,
lately.
and like I say, I deal with wrong bad people, people above me, people below me, you know, conflict with me.
And you're prepared to get all the phone calls and everything? Visits to your house?
I get them anyway. I mean, I understand it's a bit different, but I get a lot of phone calls, I understand.
You know, a lot of people call me, but, you know, my cell phone, house phone, but everybody's treated me real nice the last 12 years I've done it.
Yeah,
Ain't been nobody's jumped me or put it on me about nothing,
yeah.
that much.
I just asked you questions.
Yeah,
didn't
just
I?
ask me a question, check on something,
Yeah.
or something tore up the road, or something get fixed.
Mhm.
Not just for an in, you know.
Well, that's all you can do.
Yeah, that's all I do.
Yeah, that's all you can do on that.
But everybody's been nice to me, so far.
Yeah.
I've had one or two maybe get a little ill, but I just let it slide on and go on.
Danny, it looks like all you work pretty good together. You know,
Sure.
I know it's hard sometimes because of conflict here and yonder, but it looks like all they work pretty good together. I mean, you got to stay together. If
Yeah,
you
you
don't,
got to.
you get conflict in between you all, you will have trouble with. Yeah.
He was talking about, something, bringing something in for people to do, you know, bringing money into the county or whatever. Do you have any thoughts of stuff that would be good to bring in?
Well, you
Where
just-
to put it, or?
Well, I mean, you stop thinking about it. I mean, the more money people make in this county, the more money they spend in this county.
Try.
We gotta get something where they make some money, give the people, where people can work in here. You know,
That
this
bar
town.
place there will get you open 942.
Well, I think it'll help
It'll
some.
help.
I think it'll help. I think they're gonna pay people pretty good money.
Yeah.
I mean, the more money people make, the more they're gonna spend. I mean, we're all human, we're gonna do that too, you know.
But I think Ripon will grow, this is my opinion.
Yeah.
I might not never see it all grow, but I think it'll grow within the next 10 to 20 years in that area down there on 111 right in there, because they're buying property.
They're coming that way from all over that area.
We have got so many people building subdivisions in there, they're building all over the county now, everywhere, but we're covered up with that.
Well, that has to help the county, as many more people have moved in here. There gotta be a lot more tax money come in.
Should be.
Should be.
Yeah.
It looks like they should be. you
Well,
know.
they're not all sold yet. though.
Well, I know, but.
We're not getting it yet.
But you should, though,
But
you
we
know.
should,
I mean,
yes.
One subdivision down there on down the road, it's got what? It cut me
It's
3 months, 2 months, less than a year down
Yeah. Well, they're doing one
there.
right now.
Probably 1,000 miles
Yeah,
down
I'm
there.
doing that one by City Lake now, down across the road from it, you know. They just keep putting them in there now. I see where they're building more roads, or they just keep putting them in there.
I spent 3 weekends down there knocking on doors.
Yeah, that many people in that
Got
area.
one old subdivision out there,
Yeah.
Eagle Point.
Mhm.
All right.
Well, thank you.
Well,
We
thank you all.
appreciate it.
Yeah,
Sure
appreciate
do.
y'all for having me. Like I said, appreciate the opportunity.
All
I
right.
really do. You all have a good one.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Or see you, talk to me.
over on the, by the police station.
Okay.
Billy Joe was her daddy.
Did you got it?
Oh,
Yeah, yeah, it's all in there. Yeah. All right, Mr. Huckabee, you're up next.
Glad I didn't have to go first.
Okay, we'll ask you the same thing. Why do you want to be a county commissioner?
To help add any experience I've got, to help raise the county, keep the county going in the right direction. For my little girl that'll be here, hopefully 50, 60 years after I'm dead and gone. I've had a lot of life experience, been on the fire department 25 years, volunteered, been self-employed since I was 18. Run a business since I was 15 years, been running it by myself. Had a lot of diversified experience in my whole life. I farmed my whole life. Had to learn to deal with budgets, had to learn to deal with crunches. Diversified in spending money, figuring out incomes, different ways to do things. Diversified to get around not having money to do stuff. And try to help keep the county going in the right direction. No, didn't think it was crazy, I did start with that.
do you have some ideas of what you would do to help move over the county forward? You was talking about.
Money management, help figure out diversified ways to spend it. Tighter, I guess, correct, I ain't gonna say correctly, that's not the right way to put it. A lot of different ways it can be managed, I guess. Spend it where it might help a little bit versus, now we can wait on this for a little while, or, you know. There's a lot of things that might could be controlled a little bit different as far as managing the money overall. And like he said, trying to get other businesses in here, trying to get people to, you know, spend money and make money correctly, and, you know, bring houses in, we'll bring a lot of income in as far as tax money. But if it don't stay here, we can't get it. But on the other hand, we gotta get businesses in too, because people's gotta work here. You know, if we all wanna live here, there's not gonna be much diversified income. If they're all living here and they go somewhere else to work, we still don't have that tax dollar coming in. And I know just as far as laying out something like you'd ask him about any particular thing, it's hard to say, you know, because I've lived here my whole life and I've seen businesses come and go, and you're like, well, why don't we have them now? Why didn't you stay to start with? Because people don't support it. You know, they want to go, a lot of people work cool, so when they leave work, they stop, buy everything they need, and come home. They go down there on the weekend because they got everything they need. They don't have to go 15 different places trying to do. Like the movie theater, I remember going there as a kid, and I'm sure y'all did too. The other one used to be on the other end of town. I don't know that we can handle one now. People just don't stay here. They want to go somewhere else, but trying to figure out why and how to do that, that's hard to do, you know, and that's why it takes a group to do it versus just one person. One person can't do it by itself. And it takes a whole lot to figure that out, because I've been the same way. I grew up here, wasn't nothing to do. We always end up good. Just nothing to do. You know, in summertime, you can run around the hayfields and get on the lake, but most people can't afford that anymore because it's got so expensive.
You're right about that, because I'm 71, I remember this time, I used to run around up here a lot. Oh, I know which line I'm going, because there's more stuff to do.
Yeah, you could go down there and eat and watch a movie and go
There
bowling.
wasn't nothing here.
Yeah, I mean, even when the theater was here, they only had 2 movies, and it was an hour wait to show them twice, and you're done. You know, you go to Coke now and pick 15 out and pick which one you want, eat supper and get ice cream, and everything else. It's just not, there's not a lot to do. And,
Right.
you know, and I remember running up down the strip all the time. Of course, then you get kids throwing trash out. At least all the kids were here. Make them pick it up, you know. That's a hard justification. I know the cops are kind of hard on us as kids, but, you know, you get one being a fool, that's what happens. They not gonna let them sit there. That's what caused all that problem, you know, everybody used to run up down the strip all the time, and now you can't park anywhere.
They won't let you do that now.
It's because they acted like.
But I'm up here a lot, but they usually, in this town, dead.
Yeah.
Around 5 o'clock.
Yeah, other than a few, like the drag races or town that I hear rattle my bedroom apartment. I can hear one of them when they take off in this red light right here, racing to the other red light. I'm like, you're going 100 feet, just go up.
Well, I'm gonna ask you the same question. Are you prepared to make hard decisions that are not popular?
Been on the fire department 25 years, I've stepped in more messes than I could shake a stick at, and that doesn't bother me one bit. I've made decisions that people didn't like, and I have to do it every day, because people bring a vehicle to me, they might not like the answer I give them, but, you know, you can't satisfy everybody. You gotta try to hit the majority and what's gonna be best for the majority. And that's where I think being on the fire department's had to do that, because there's not a set book for a car wreck or a house fire. Everybody standing around might not like what I'm doing, but if it gets the job done and done correctly, it benefits the whole outcome. We can talk about that after I get done, you know, I've always been that way, and that's the way I do it. And Shane worked the mini wrecks with me. I don't sit and ask for permission, we're gonna do the right job, do the right thing, and when it's over with, if I've done something wrong, then we can discuss it after the fact. But making hard decisions, I do that on a daily basis. Being on the farm, I've done that. You know, I worked for my grandpa, run his farm for years, run my own farm, and sometimes you gotta make hard decisions, whether to sell all the cows or hang on to them till you can make some money. I mean, that doesn't affect me one bit to make a hard decision. And, you know, I've sat and watched y'all make decisions that a lot of people didn't like, but you're not gonna satisfy all of them. But if you get the majority, just like the Christmas parade, for instance, there was one lady that fussed because a piece of candy hit her car. Well, do you quit throwing candy and make everybody mad, or you apologize to her and hope she gets over it and everybody else still happy?
We don't take a look.
Oh, I know. I've sat and watched a lot of it.
I see you're on the Monroe Fire Department. You have residents in Monroe too.
No, I used to live up there. I live over here across the street since, I think we've been there 6 years, 7 years. I joined that fire department. That's been my family since I joined it, and I don't quit. Of course, during the daytime, most of our fire department members work out of town, and I'm the closest one still, so, and my farm's all out that way, so it works out pretty good, because I'm the daytime caller for going that direction, and the rest of them are at night. So at nighttime, most times, if it ain't a major wreck, I don't go. If it ain't a major fire, I don't even mess with it at night. But no, I live right across the street.
Yeah. Why do you do that?
That's just been my fire department home since I joined, so I can't let them go now. I've been there,
Well, I don't blame you.
February will be 25 years.
Why?
And I've been from the fire chief to lieutenant firefighter to everything in between. Done all our maintenance, and, you know, I have to deal with our budget, spending money correctly, spending it where we needed it, versus now we can wait on that versus getting a new set of tires. You know, there's a lot of that you gotta figure out, because we only get X amount of dollars come in, and we gotta spread it as far as we can spread it. And I have to do the same thing with my shop. From year to year, I have no guaranteed income. It's a daily basis. What I get's what I get, and I have to spread that as far as I can spread it.
Who's your business?
Got a mechanic shop across from where Coleman used to be, right next to Wascon. And I run the record, and roll back and run it too. And it's a very manageable business, but you gotta watch your dimes, because it's, like I said, there'll be days that I'll be 10 cars deep and might not have another for a week. You know, you gotta, I don't get a guaranteed paycheck every week. I gotta figure it out myself and make it work. Like I said, I've been doing that since I was 18 years old on my own. Never know exactly what I'm gonna have by the end of the week to make bills, so you gotta figure it out somehow. And still, it don't work out too good.
Jeff, you got anything else?
No. I guess I'll ask you the same question I asked the other one. How do you handle conflict?
I've dealt with that for years. Most times they get mad, I just laugh at it and go, I don't get mad, don't flare up, and ain't gonna do no good. All it's gonna do is make two people mad then. But under pressure, I think faster under pressure. Like I said, when we work these car wrecks and stuff, most of everything going on around me slows down except for my brain. And I don't know why, I don't understand it, but I can pull up in the middle of a car wreck and make 5 phone calls and do 10 different things at one time. Doesn't bother me. I've had people screaming, yelling, arguing. Been on a few fires where I've had the owners come out and tell me, this is what I'm gonna do. No, that ain't how it works. You know, like, you gotta understand, most of the public does not understand how it works. They don't understand any idea of what's going on. They know what they want and that's it. If you can get them to understand it, most of them don't have a bit of trouble with it. But I've had to get the sheriff's department to get a few landowners escorted over to the property to get them to calm down before they realize what's going wrong, before they end up in trouble because they're using it wrong. I usually won't sit and argue unless I know I'm right, but if I'm right, you're gonna argue till the cows come home, because I'll prove you wrong, and I'll do it with a smile on my face. It's so much easier to do it the right way than it is to do it the wrong way and get mad and blow up. You blow up, then like I said, you got 2 people mad, and nothing gets done. It makes my blood pressure go up.
Cindy, you got anything? Shane, you got anything? Philip, you got anything?
Yes, thank you.
We
All right.
appreciate it.
How many did y'all have put in the application?
3.
Or just 3? Yeah, I knew there would be a long line of people wanting
Yeah.
to choose. And I know it's very frustrating. It's not an easy job, but y'all do either.
Thank
All right.
you.
Have a
Thank
good evening.
you.
Who else wants to be here?
He's out in the hall.
Oh, he's at the hall. I think he's waiting.
No.
You go get him.
No, give it just a minute. Is he coming on the install? Because we really can't start until 4:45.
Oh, is it what time is?
We don't want much.
4 minutes.
Hey, how are y'all?
Right.
Good, you,
Good.
Raina, a little bit.
A little bit.
We're gonna have to wait just a few minutes, Nathan, because,
Okay.
your appointment was at 4:45.
Okay, that's fine.
I'll take 2 more minutes.
I guess you're not really gonna make a decision today. You'll have to come in with a color.
Right.
January.
We got a meeting on Thursday, the 18th, 2 p.m.
Oh,
Oh, that guy,
Yeah.
I won't be able to make it. Me either.
You gotta be working again. I'm gonna try to go there.
He's still waiting on that.
I'll be working Saturday.
Well, he would check with ahead of time.
You supposedly got an email on that,
Yeah.
something about that electronic voting thing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you sent it to me, didn't you? I think, because I didn't get it.
Well, that's, pay out a lot of money to tell them that.
I don't think that system still works, right? That the counties, whatever it's called, one.
Bid.
No, I'm talking about how we get our emails and,
Oh,
what is that?
Outlook, do.
Yeah.
Out, yeah.
And then
Sometimes they come on mine,
up
sometimes
to
they won't.
events.
Are they the one that's doing it now?
He was our other night.
Yeah, he does IT stuff.
So he takes care of that site? Because it's not,
I think that's what he said.
Yeah, I think so.
That's up to your holiday. I think it's supposed to.
Is that right?
still.
Come on my phone, but they didn't come on my iPhone page. It's done.
We're having issues with our emails.
Outlook's been, at work, ours has been, it takes 5 seconds to delete an email, and then it starts not responding. I don't know if that's a Microsoft issue. Ours is just like, very acting very slow for the past 3 weeks.
so if you don't ever get it, how can it?
I think I get all mine. But I just leave them on my phone instead of sitting there waiting for them to delete on the phone.
Right, Mr. Nathan, you are up, and I'm gonna ask you the same thing I asked them.
I've got some resumes to hand out to you. Maybe.
Why do you want to be a county commissioner?
Well, the opportunity obviously arose, with Lee stepping down. And in June, I ran for mayor, just wanting to see what's best for Livingston, so I ran for mayor. The county commission does the same type of work, representing the citizens and, making sure that we're providing the best and most efficient services with what we've got. So, just really just to serve the community.
What is your job now?
I am an intelligence analyst with DC Children's Services.
Children's.
So I cover 28 counties in Tennessee and look for juvenile runaways. So we track them down. Most of the time, go back home. They want to go back home. We knock on doors, talking to strangers and family members and whoever might have leads on where the children may be.
So is that, something that you would be available to be in meetings and stuff with the commission, or does that job take you all over?
So I cover the Upper Cumberland and the South Central region, but I make my schedule. So there's certain days where I'm in office and doing research on the computer, attempt to locate, make leads. A lot of it's telework.
So you can make the road, could you be at the meetings?
Yeah, my schedule's extremely flexible. I get to make my own schedule, so.
Okay.
Last Wednesday I worked 12 hours, and Friday I worked half an hour, so, it just, so like, I get, 37 and a half hours and then I'm done, unless supervisor approves overtime, which they're not in the habit of doing.
Do you have some ideas of things that could make Overton County better as a whole?
I think the biggest problem I think we're facing as the county government is just getting a clear message across. I feel like but I don't know. Obviously, there's a whole lot more to county government than just what people see from the internet. Meetings that happen and that may have been published, but people don't really know about them still. So just trying to work together to bring, get 15 commissioners and executive kind of like on the same page is, I think that's the most challenging thing y'all have at task at this point. There's a small minority of people that are loud that make this job difficult, I believe. Where, there's 20-some thousand people in the county, and, 6 of them can make you wonder if you want to do it. So just trying to bring unity, answering the people's questions, but also continuing on with the main priorities of government, which is, serving 20,000+ residents.
Are you prepared to make hard decisions that are not popular?
I am. I know that's going to be the hardest part of the job is because you have this amount of money and, you know, like you want to give everybody, all your employees, you want to give them, you know, money, enough money to live off of, and then, you know, provide roads and, you know, support the schools, ambulance service. You know, you got a whole lot of places and you're spread thin on all of it. I think in life you gotta make choices and, you know, be able to defend them and, you know, will be challenging, but yes.
Take it away, can you handle it?
I think so, yeah.
Ain't no thinking.
Yeah.
Gotta.
Yeah.
We've had several of it here lately.
Yeah.
Months.
Do you have any other ideas that you could bring to the commission that you would think, you know, would be helpful to us?
So as far as like the county, like I was very, you know, in tune with what was going on in the city. The county, I've not been as in tune to all how, you know, city task works with y'all and that whole, you know, issue of there's all these processes and procedures that sometimes don't make much sense, and just, you know, if there's ways to make those procedures simpler and easier to understand, I think that would work. But, you know, I'm willing to learn. It's going to be a huge learning curve for anyone that steps in the role. I'm no different. I'll be willing and, you know, to go through all the education courses that are available, and learn to be able to, you know, come alongside y'all and do what y'all have been doing for quite some time.
Jeff, you got anything else?
No, I'm good.
Geraldine, you got anything else? Cindy? Shane? All righty.
Appreciate
The,
you.
the, the only issue that so since September, I've been asking, you know, because I'm a state employee, since September, I've been digging in to ask questions about, am I allowed to do this? I contacted one of the county, the Commission for County Governments, or
CTAS representative.
one of those representatives, and asked him if he knew of any state employees that were on county commissions. He said yes. My work didn't get back to me. They said it would be permittable, so as long as, you know, certain things are met, and then just refraining from any appearance of impartiality with state and local government. I sent in the request to be approved to do this. I've not got that back yet. I sent that in about a week and a half ago. And so I'm still waiting for them to approve that, but I'm willing to fight that battle if they say no as well. But
What, being a city worker?
yeah, the Little Hatch Act, with it being, even though it would be nonpartisan, where I would be an independent, not affiliated with the Democrat or Republican Party, but I guess there's 2 or 3 commissioners that are affiliated with the Republican Party. That would be the only issue that I can foresee them bringing back to me, is that some of them are, but they said generally speaking, commissioners aren't. I think
Most
two-
commissioners run independently.
yeah. 2 out of 15, like, that's pretty generally speaking. I would think that would all work out, but just to be completely transparent, let y'all know that, you know, that maybe a battle I gotta face.
Well, you're allowed to run on that now. They've changed that law in the last year or so.
Yeah.
Democrat Republican Party, or 4 years ago, the statute run is Republican.
Yeah. Well, and so I would say independent, even if I was, even if I was on the ballot, I would be independent because I don't.
Well, we serve not only independents, we serve Democrats, Republicans, and independents. And
Yeah.
you need to be independent in order
Yeah.
to serve them,
Absolutely.
because you
Yeah.
don't need to show impartiality on anybody's part.
Yeah. And when I ran for mayor, I mean, you know, people ask me, are you a Republican or Democrat? And, you know, then I got called, you know, the worst of both ways, you know?
Right.
So, just because I, you know, was like,
What do you say?
you know, as the, you know, would-be mayor, you know, you gotta serve all the citizens and not just 80% or 75%.
That's what I told everybody when I went independent. Some of them made fun of it because they thought I would be a Republican.
Yeah.
I said, I'm gonna serve all the people.
Right.
I said, I'm not just gonna be one party.
Yeah. And I think that keeps,
Yeah.
keeps it, you know, a lot of turmoil down over issues that are not affecting
Right.
county governments, compared to on a national level.
So what do you expect here?
They never responded to the first email I sent. So,
So you don't expect to hear.
but as far as, you know, my plan would be to, you know, appeal it to my supervisor's supervisor and go through the ranks there. And I don't foresee an issue. And, you know, there's, working for DCS, you know, my job deals a lot with the sheriff's department. So I've came up with a solution for my job where even though I'm in Overton County, you know, I may transfer if a juvenile that's in DCS custody would run away from Overton County and the sheriff's department's involved in it. I've got coworkers that may take that case and we take one of their cases just to, keep that impartiality, you know, to avoid any appearances of conflicts of interest or anything like that.
All righty, anybody else got anything for Mr. Nathan? Well, we'll appreciate you, Mr. Nathan, coming in and talking to us, and we'll let you know on, actually, the, January date was wrong. He put January the 8th, and January the 8th is like a Tuesday or Wednesday, so.
6, ain't it?
Nah, it's usually the second,
Well, it's a 13th then, probably.
Yeah.
it would probably be the 13th.
Yeah.
Because the 8th is on a Wednesday, so probably January the 13th, I'm
Okay.
sure. Because usually we do it the second Monday of each month, so.
I'll be there.
All right.
Thank you all so much.
Thank you, thank you. Any old or new business?
Is Connie got anything about this?
That's what I
Salary
started to say.
I didn't get to talk,
I did a minute ago. I asked her who that person was, and the way she talked, there is not a person that, I understood her, that would be doing a salary study for every department. The person she was talking about, Jill Morgan knowing, was Tommy Copeland in Cookville. They had done an ambulance service. You know Tommy? And I mean, that's not gonna do us any good, Tommy Copeland doing Cookville, because Cookville is a whole lot different than, so.
the way I understood it though, we were gonna get a hold of different counties and ask them to email Connie their salary,
about the same size?
about the same size county as us. And,
And we were supposed to decide who was going to
yeah,
But then somebody said that Connie had a person,
Yeah.
Randall
that's
did.
why I wrote that down, that Connie had a person that was gonna do the salary studies. But
She knew a
may still
person.
be in there,
no,
but
she's
that's the
going.
one.
So that's gonna cost how much?
She told me she was-
Well, we're trying to avoid costs.
Yeah, it wasn't.
We're not,
We're not
We're
gonna
not gonna
pay.
do the 25,000.
Well, they said 25 to 40,000.
No, we're not gonna do
I
that.
remember.
That's too much money, Philip, to
We
pay
can't-
for
That's what I
something we
thought.
could do
Yeah,
ourselves.
how
We'll
much
try to do it
people
ourselves.
raise is what
Yeah, I'm
we
not for it.
expect.
Yeah,
But I thought, we can't afford that.
no,
We can spend that money on the county besides paying somebody that
yeah, we don't need to go that route.
don't need to go that route. I agree with that.
Find out, you know, if everybody's getting paid what they need to be getting paid, but, you know, if they do that salary study, how are we gonna be able to pay people what they're expecting us to pay them?
On the thing with Tom, if I'm allowed to speak on that.
Yeah.
Thing with Tommy, back when I was doing the director's thing, was trying to get stuff for here, the Upper Cumberland Directors Association, there were so many years they get with him. He's really good at doing that stuff, and he emails out all the Upper Cumberland counties, and he has a big long, I forget how many pages it was, to fill out, you know, your benefits, how many people you serve, the area of your county, which I did one of that, turn it into the salary and budget committee whenever I was doing the director thing. That had some of that. Then it's got, you know, their benefits and what they start out at, you know, if they pay for school or not, their vacation time, sick time, retirement plans, how many units they have working per shift, what their shifts are, and then what they're making in like 10 years, 20 years. But it just depends on who got back with him as to who all surrounding counties. that
He does surrounding counties like that, right, if I'm not mistaken?
In Upper Cumberland.
Yes, Upper Cumberland.
But did he just do EMS or did he do?
No, it was just the EMS. And I know Tim
That'd be
Ford
helpful
did
if we
something
could
for the
have-
sheriff's department,
And
with different surrounding counties.
Mhm.
a while back.
Do you think Tommy would share that? Is that a form we could use for like every office? Is it something? No, it would just be EMS.
I mean, you
Now,
probably
we would
take
have
some-
to contact the individual counties that would be,
Yeah, I know that, but I'm saying, would he share
The
that
form.
form and we could use that form?
For everyone, or is it
But
just
he
you?
said it would just be EMS.
But
We could revise
Yeah,
it.
right.
Do you have that?
Whenever you send it out, he asks not to share it,
oh,
Oh.
which it's, I don't have it, I didn't print it
Oh,
off or
okay.
anything, it was on the computer in my account, it's been
well, it might not hurt just calling.
We'll let Connie get a hold of him and see
And
what.
just see if it's something he would fit in or not.
you know, you come up with your own form.
If we had an idea of
Yeah.
what.
But,
So we'll have to get with Connie. I thought
she said she was.
she walked in here and
That's
she
she,
told me she was.
she left earlier.
That's what
She
I
was still
thought.
there, and
She
she
is.
was
Oh.
closing
I thought she said
What
she
I
was
thought.
still-
Does anybody have on their calendar when our next meeting is?
Yeah, it's January the 7th. At,
Okay.
Tuesday.
Our next meeting is January the 7th at 5.
So do you want me to write on here about Connie?
And they may be able to look at some of them from, remember what month that would have been, whenever we gave it to the salary committee. Was you on the salary
I
committee
still
last
got it,
year?
I'm pretty sure I still got it.
It was that, where it was color coordinated?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that'd be
Yeah.
starting.
Just write on there, Geraldine, that, we're gonna get with Connie to see what we need to do.
So is somebody gonna do that before the next meeting then?
I will.
Okay. Salary study.
Anybody got anything else? Motion, I need to motion to adjourn. Jeff? Cindy, second, all four say aye. Motion passed. It was laying in here, I don't know if Taylor just.
So under this, the only thing right on here, so then we put that on the, agenda, to be voted on,
Yes.
these 3 candidates.
Yeah.
Gonna be spring this.
Are we clear
No,
with the press?
I didn't get the
Yes.
door. Deputy.